It's 2025, and Sony has already begun teasing the release of their PlayStation 6. But that begs the question, did the PlayStation 5 ever really leave its mark? Was it ever a necessity for the population to have? Was it ever that revolutionary console that everyone needed to have in their houses? Now, when it comes to rating a console, there are 5 factors we need to consider. Number 1, exclusives. What games can I only play on that specific consoles? Number 2, technology. What kind of upgrades happened from this generation compared to the previous generation? Number 3, community. What is the online multiplayer experience like? What is the couch play experience like? Number 4, cultural relevance. What is the YouTube scene like? What is the esports team like? What influencers are marketing the brand? Has there perhaps been a movie made about the video game? And finally, number 5, sales. How many copies have been sold? What new markets and merchandise have they managed to find? The PlayStation 2 is a console that excelled in all of these metrics, starting with its exclusives. PlayStation 2 had Gran Turismo, God of War, Shadow of the Colossus, Jak and Daxter. These games were only available on the PlayStation 2. No crossplay, no porting to another console. These were not just games, these were system sellers. And when it comes to technology, the PlayStation 2 changed the game with its DVD player, memory card system, and faster disk drive. This was a major upgrade from the PlayStation 1's chunky visuals and CDs. PlayStation 2 wasn't just a gaming console, it was a DVD player. So now, it's not just for the son and daughter to play their games, it's for the whole family to watch their movies. When it comes to the community aspect of the PlayStation 2, look no further than your nearest family-friendly restaurant. Look at your Spurs, your Mike's Kitchens, your Pizza Inns. While mom and dad sit waiting for their order to come through, the little one gets to go play the new FIFA, the new 2K, the new Ratchet and Clank. Even in certain McDonald's, you would find strangers connecting with each other over a video game. Think of Musica. While your parents were shopping for a CD or a vinyl record, you could play games. You could see all the new releases and try out the system for yourself. And when it came to cultural relevance, the PlayStation 2 knew exactly how to keep its name in the conversation, collaborating with different TV shows. So now, you don't just watch Ben 10. No, you buy the Ben 10 watch. You buy the Ben 10 game. You buy the Ben 10 TV. Finally, we look at the sales of the PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2 sold over 155 million units, making it the best-selling console of all time. It performed best in North America, Europe, and Asia. Sony kept it alive with bundle deals, demo discs, and collaborations with movie studios, as well as snack brands and even fast food chains. You know those little McDonald's toys you get with your Happy Meal? Those don't come from nowhere. Now let's compare it to the PlayStation 5, starting with its exclusives. The PlayStation 5 had Returnal, Ratchet and Clank, and Final Fantasy as their main exclusives. And while these games are polished and visually stunning, most of Sony's major titles are still playable on the PlayStation 5, like Spider-Man, for example, Horizon, God of War. We do not need a PlayStation 5 to play these games. They're good games, however, they're not platinum-defining exclusives. They're not system sellers. People are not buying the PlayStation 5 just to get their hands on Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart, or Final Fantasy. So there's no sense of urgency to getting the upgrade. There's no game that's making me think, oh my gosh, I need the PlayStation 5. I'm missing out. All my friends are playing this game, so I need to get the PlayStation 5. There isn't that degree of FOMO being added. Moving on to technology, we have to give PlayStation 5 its flowers. PlayStation has never loaded this quickly or looked this good. The DualSense controllers give a whole new level of immersion when playing the game. Stick drift is still a problem, however, overall, it's a pretty solid experience. So the question many gamers ask themselves is it worth it to buy a PlayStation 5 that is twice the cost of a PS4 when it released? Is it worth it to get more expensive games, a more expensive controller, and overall a more expensive experience? It's a powerful device, let's be real. However, it doesn't feel revolutionary. If we look at the graphics from PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 4, it's a significant jump every single time. However, now, when we're going from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5, it's barely noticeable. When you look at the user interface, it really does feel like a PlayStation 4 that's just been polished up a bit. But now we need to understand that in 2025, the console wars are not just about gaming consoles. It's no longer just PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo. There has never been a better time to be a PC gamer. From downloading modifications that allow you to see the game reach its full potential, to building your own PC and making it as powerful as you want it to be, to even linking your PlayStation or Xbox controller to the PC. Now you get to have that console experience, but with a much more powerful system that can do more. The console wars in 2025 are cutthroat. So these days, you can't just win with processing power. You need to have that IP. You need to have, say, a Steam library. You need to have games that people keep coming back for. Like PC gaming has made performance a standard and no longer a selling point. The game can't just run fast. You also need to add some type of exclusive, some kind of benefit, some kind of novelty to your games. Something that makes people want to keep coming back over and over. It's not just about, oh yeah, this one is faster. Oh yeah, I have more storage. Oh yeah, my graphics look more polished. No, what is the experience like? What does it feel like? What do the menus feel like? What is the controller? Is the multiplayer free? Are the microtransactions necessary in order to play the game? Do I have to download 5 different updates just so that the bugs are taken care of? If you're already gaming on a PC, then the PlayStation 5 will not surprise you in any shape, way or form. If anything, it'll be nice to see that the consoles are catching up. Next up, we have the community behind PlayStation 5, starting with the release, the launch. PlayStation 5 released during 2020, and during that period, it had a chip shortage and a scalping problem, which meant that people were buying it with the hopes of selling it, and that meant there were less of them available in stores for average people to buy. So I think it's fair to say that scarcity and a lack of accessibility prevented the PlayStation 5 from selling out as usual. And by 2024, half of PlayStation users were on the PlayStation 4 as opposed to the PlayStation 5, further signifying that the PS5 is not a must-have, that the PlayStation 4 is still a solid console to have in 2025. PlayStation 5 clearly is not a PlayStation 2 that everybody has to have. It's not a must-have. The PlayStation 5 does not have the X factor. It does not have that star power. There isn't that cultural moment bonding us all together. Now that being said, the release of GTA 6 is anticipated to be the game that makes the PlayStation 5 worth it. Since it's not coming to PlayStation 4, it kinda has to be. Like, you've literally denied half your fan base from seeing this game on this console. So if it's only gonna be available on the PS5, it better be good. So while it may have sold 77 million units, it's still not a necessity. You know, it doesn't have that hype. So now when we look at the cultural relevance of the console, there's no moment that made you think, that's why I needed a PlayStation 5. You see, the PlayStation 4 shocked people, especially when GTA 5 came to the next generation. It showed a whole new world to gamers. And then when Red Dead Redemption came out, wow, we really got to see what the PlayStation 4 was made for. But up until this point, the PlayStation 5 has not been tested. Sure, the graphics card has been given work, but has the system been tested? Not really. Fortnite, Call of Duty, FIFA, difficult games, but nothing pushing the boundaries. So the verdict here is that it's a solid console, but it's not an icon. So now finally, when we go to sales and market performance, the PlayStation 5 sold about 77 million units, which is strong, but it's not record-breaking. It lagged in emerging markets because it's expensive. So now Sony finds itself in a situation where people are not that interested in the console itself costs too much money, and it's also scarce on launch. So yeah, it's not doing too well. So does all that mean that the PlayStation 5 is a failure? No, it just means that the PlayStation 5 exists in an incredibly competitive market. And unlike the PlayStation 2, it is not necessarily sticking out in any way, shape or form. The console wars are in a state where it's not about which console is more powerful. It's about who has the best games, who has the best handheld feeling, who has the best IP, who has the best and most heard fans. That's what gaming is about in 2025. And who can sell the most microtransactions.